Hi, I'm Jet Yonkin. This past spring I took a class in the operation of the view camera, also known as the large format camera. In this class we shot in studio and also went on location and shot landscapes and architecture, as well as shooting a still life based on the art and decoration of my green room here. When it came time to choose a subject for our final series, I thought back to a portrait I had done of a classmate this past semester. This camera afforded a certain clarity and detail that I love. But what would I do my portraits on? What would link all these portraits? I thought back to the photography of Juggalos on drivenbyboredom.com by Igor Smith. Smith had done a series a few years back that compiled a series of close-up pictures of Juggalos at the gathering, and their face paint was very evocative of their personality. Smith was able to capture the individualism of each Juggalo through each portrait. I decided to do a similar project on the large format camera in the studio. In doing my research, I discovered the work of photographer Daniel Cronin. Cronin had also shot Juggalos out at the gathering, but on a large format camera, the same that I would be using on my project. Using the large format camera gives the photographer a more critical eye, and Cronin's shots show a different view of the gathering during the day, a more relaxed side of the Juggalos. He truly captures the individualism of our culture while shooting each Juggalo as they relax throughout the day. I aim to bring each of these elements together in my project in the studio in my own way. The next step was to find Juggalos with incredibly unique and authentic looks. So I contacted Scotty D, president and CEO of Fago Lovers, one of the largest Juggalo news sites. He put out a call for Dallas-Fort Worth area Juggalos, and as each contacted me, I interviewed them and scheduled them for one of 2 days in the studio. A personal friend, Juggalette, and model, Mouse, also volunteered her makeup artist services. Now that I had everything I needed, all that was left was to shoot. The first day of shooting was with Malice, Katie the Wicked Cutie, Mouse, Billy Scrimshank, and Jellybean. On the last day of shooting, due to cancellations, we only had Super. Let's look at the photographs. I feel that color is integral to the Juggalo culture and knew it would be very important in my series. First, we have Malice. Malice had a very neutral color scheme to his character, so I chose a black background to make the bit of bright color that was there pop. This included his blue eyes and the red handprint that was applied on his clown paint with a slap. Next, we have Malice's girlfriend, Katie the Wicked Cutie. I chose the blue to contrast the red that was used in Katie's face paint and outfit. Getting the color corrections just right in this photograph proved especially difficult because of light reflecting off Katie's face, lending everything around it a slight red glow. This impressive face paint was the original work by Mouse. My favorite detail is in the work around the eyes. Next, we have Mouse herself, with her dyadic black and orange face paint that is highly reminiscent of the masks of the House of Crazies. Two of my favorite pieces in Mouse's outfit are the dreadfalls coming out of the stitched bandana and her matching orange contacts. I felt the purple backdrop create a very pleasing complement with the orange that made up Mouse's outfit. The next picture is of Billy Scrimshank. Each Juggalo was free to pose themselves, and Billy chose a more conventional portrait pose, which I felt worked well as a contrast to the serial killer look created by his hatchet and homemade mask. I chose this particular background to further recreate the school portrait style and also add to the earthy color tones that were present in the image. This Juggalette is Jellybean. When she arrived wearing the Riddle Box green, purple, and black colors, I decided to place my bright green background behind her to make her really leap off the photograph. When I shot these images, I was still practicing my lighting technique, but I feel this is one of the strongest portraits of the series when it comes to light. The background is bright and colorful, and the light plays especially well across Jellybean's face, jaw, and shoulders. The last portrait of the series features Super wearing the characteristic red face paint and outfit that this Maniacs crew member is best known for. Super also shows off his Texan pride with his choice of t-shirt. Much like Malice, I chose a very neutral background so that the color present in the Juggalo would have the most dramatic impact, and I feel that Super's uniform use of red really shines, especially in his face. In studio, Super and I were able to shoot 2 separate images. Now I'm going to give you something special and show you the second image we took of Super that day. I actually feel that this photo is stronger than the first and will most likely edit it up for inclusion into the series in the future. On the second day of shooting, with only Super and I in the studio, I taught him the basics of the large format camera and he was able to take a good portrait of myself. I am the only Juggalo to appear in the series as yet with no face paint at all, though I do wear my contacts. We used the same lighting setup as in Super's portrait, though the brim of my hat creates a deep shadow on my face through which my white eyes appear. This concludes my series of Juggalos done on the large format camera. Though it will never truly be finished, as I will most certainly return to it in the future, so keep an eye out for that. Be sure to check my website jetyonkin.com to see more of my photography and links to contact me. Remember, the government may classify us all as criminals right now, but be sure to let your flag of individualism fly and show that the Juggalos are a family. Peace.